Well, hey now, everybody. What's going on? It's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting, the dangerous one, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
I got green socks today. Someone brought me green socks. It's a National Runaway Day, so someone from the Women's Resource Center brought socks. I don't know what the hell one has to do with the other, but they're soft, and it's cold outside, so I'm in.
You wouldn't expect green socks from what ABC television referred to as the world's most dangerous man. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning. So much for saying that nothing ever happens on the UK shows.
Holy cow, you get rid of those phone booths and taxi cabs, and you've got yourself a... That must have been what was holding them back this whole time.
It was a real hindrance.
All right, so let's get started if you don't mind. Actually, you know what? I want to start with a question from yesterday's broadcast. WTF, I didn't realize anything was going on with you at the beginning of the show until I watched the episode back. In the first 3 seconds, you're having like a hardcore match with a chair. What was happening?
This chair doesn't stay. Like, watch. I'm going to put it up. Oh, you got to do that to get it up. And then I get on it. And I go right back down.
We have chairs like that here at work too, and they always get it's like musical chairs in the studios. Back when we had the old building, we would just keep swapping a crappy chair out for a different studio.
Add to this the frustration I feel when you're low in your shot. I can't see you in your shot. I can't see your face because you're low again. Your camera's too high. And it wasn't when I set it up, and then my chair sinks. Remember that day I was hungover and like all you saw was my forehead the entire podcast?
That show was one of a kind, man. So, okay, let me get started if you don't mind, because my DVR, I don't know what's going on with it. It only seems to happen on SmackDown. It doesn't happen with any other show. My DVR did not record the first 15 minutes of SmackDown.
Oh, well then I know what you need to do.
What's that?
You need to take your DVR out for a nice candlelit dinner and a movie and send it a Christmas card and buy it a GD gift because it's doing you favors, friend.
Well, it looked like it was good because I tuned in about 7, maybe 12.
The first 15 minutes of SmackDown, or I should say until Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out, whenever that was.
They were already there when I saw it.
Okay, so probably the first 10 minutes of SmackDown was the worst 10 minutes of SmackDown.
Really? I thought it was New Day and Shane.
It starts with money, 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 money. Here come the money.
Yeah.
Here comes ka-ching, boo. And he comes out, and then he runs his mouth. He blubs his promo like 3 times. He flubs and he says, for a show that was taped, I can't believe that they didn't fix a couple things. He just sounded stupid. And then he brings out New Day, and then they come out, and it's like the same New Day song and dance, but it's a New Day that I can't stand. Like, they were making me sick. It's so saccharine sweet.
I know the type.
And it's like, I've had it with them and Shane, and then they're honking the horn, and they're doing a dance, and this evil Shane McMahon that was like vicious to Kurt Angle is like doing a dance, and they're having fun with New Day, and the whole crowd's chanting, and then Kevin Owens' music starts, and I was like, thank God, here we go. Now finally I cannot hate this so much. Sami Zayn comes out stomping his legs in a weird way, which was, I love this new Sami Zayn. I love this new team of him and Kevin Owens. So that was kind of okay. But just the part where it was just Shane and New Day, hated it.
Sammy's reminding me of Alicia Fox in that Sammy's trying really hard to be weird.
Yeah, it's working. It's working enough for both of them.
I wish it felt more real to me, I guess. Like when Roddy Piper did it, it felt real to me. Like I just felt like he was really crazy. Sami and Alicia, I feel like, are faking.
You think?
Yeah, I do feel that way.
I think that I liked the insults that they were throwing back and forth.
So Sami and Kevin were insulting Shane? Is that the vibe?
Kevin was kind of insulting Shane. Shane insulted Shane a little bit, but then it was between Shane and New Day. And Sami threw. I mean, he threw one right at New Day. Called them puppets. And they took offense. And then they were like, "Well, the only puppet we see is the 1930s paperboy looking Sam Zayn." And then they started talking about how far Kevin Owens' hands up his butt. And
yeah, I heard the line about that's when I tuned in. The line about the manicure, and then they just like, oh, they're like, oh, he says a joke, he says something funny. Oh, it's like, what the? Like, okay, I get it.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens saved it, made it. If it was okay, it's because of them.
Okay,
It was
take your word for
trash. Total trash. Set up a pretty good match, I thought. It was good. Sami Zayn and Kofi, man, I could watch that.
I agree. Yeah, they did a good job. But
there were
again,
good matches on last night.
Yeah, I kind of was into, call me crazy, Becky Lynch and James Ellsworth. First of all, it's been so long since we've seen Ellsworth wrestle that was kind of refreshing. Plus, like, when you looked at him, especially when he had the t-shirt on, but his tights with like the leopard print, kind of like Carmella kind of tights, he just looked so ridiculous. And I've got a prediction about him.
He's got little boob buds now too.
I feel like for those in the audience who don't appreciate James Ellsworth, I'm sad to say I don't think we're going to be seeing that much more of him.
Oh, no, you think?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. He just got disowned from Carmella last night. He got a match in, which, as you remember, we were talking about this with Emma, a lot of times before people get the farewell, they get a swan song, so to speak, to get their match, to get their moment in the sun. And it's been about a year since he signed a contract, hasn't it?
No, you're right.
So I don't know. Maybe he signed a 3-year deal. I don't know. But I just feel like they're setting him up for a farewell. Maybe we'll see you down the line, future endeavors kind of thing. So
I like him. I think he adds, but there's no real place for him now. Unless they put him on 205 Live.
I want to see him as either a member of the SmackDown's women division or an Andy Kaufman type role, which he kind of did really well last night.
But as a member of the women's division, it's awesome. But he'll never win, right?
I didn't say that.
I don't think he should ever win.
Well, and whatever. But he did an Andy Kaufman role very well last night. He's got the Kaufman look, that Kaufman persona, and it just kind of makes sense. I don't want to see him go, but I bet you that future endeavor update is not going to be that far away for him.
We're in Manchester, not Womanchester.
That was great. It's like Brittany was watching that. I stared right at her chest and I was like, I love your woman, Chester. She was less than pleased.
Who cares? Listen, you're practically married. I'll say it. They're never pleased. So you might as well just have fun with it.
That's kind of been that's been the mentality here, Lee. You just nailed it.
Nailed it.
So
took me 12 years to figure that out, by the way.
Yeah, no, it didn't take me 12, but I just know that it's just never good enough. Or, it's like she used to think those little, ornery lines were cute and adorable. And now it's just like, go after yourself. I'm like, all right.
I went downstairs last night after the kids were in bed. I'd worked out and I took a shower and I came downstairs and I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm eating. And she came in the kitchen. She's like, why don't you put some pants on? You're naked eating pistachios. I was like, I don't want to put pants on.
Were you straight up naked from the waist down?
I was just naked from the waist down.
What about your kids?
Then I went and sat on the couch. They were in bed. I'll do it all the time. I'll do it in the middle of the day when they're at school.
I'm never naked. I hate being naked.
But I don't care. I don't care anymore. I was wearing tights last night. Yesterday afternoon, I was just wearing tights.
Yeah, it's there's some times where it's like I off of post to post, I'll call Jerry and just be like, hey, this is normal for relationships, right? Like this is kind of something that's like, I'm not alone here, right? And you'll be like, dude, sit down. Let Papa Valeri learn you something here.
Listen, here, anyone in relationships can if you called and said, hey, is this normal for a relationship? And then describe something awful. I'd be like, yes. Yes, it is.
Well, this is really my first one, to be honest. Like, you know, I've had relationships before, but she's the first one that, like, the first one I've ever called my girlfriend.
Well, if you'd had 10 before, they would have all sucked. And if you have 2 more after her, they're going to suck.
I'm pretty sure we're calling it quits with this one.
This is it. Ride or die.
Yeah, this is kind of where, exactly. If this one doesn't work out, I don't just mean it like, sorry, everybody else.
That's like when I have friends that get divorced and then they're like married in a year. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the desire to still want to be with a woman. I'll still have, if Kelly and I ended, at some point I would have another woman in my bed, but I wouldn't let them live in my house.
If Jerry and Kelly got divorced, it would 45 minutes, he'd have another woman in his bed. I know the guy, and kudos.
But they're not staying over.
No, she's not bringing her pajamas.
No, and you know what else they're not doing? Standing in front of the TV, suggesting we watch This Is Us while I'm trying to get through Raw. That's a bunch of crap.
Telling you to put your freaking pants on while you're eating pistachios. So,
the nerve.
So yes,
By the way, Kelly doesn't watch this. I can say what I want.
I don't think Brittany does.
Well, you'll know if she does.
I haven't said anything bad. Have I?
No, but I have, and you haven't disagreed with a word I've said.
To be fair, you haven't said anything that bad either.
No, I haven't.
So, I love you. Valeri, feud of the year 2017. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm getting a postie.
So I feel like, and I don't want to shortchange anything because we hit Ellsworth and Carmella. Is there anything worth talking about last night besides the main event? If there is, please tell me now.
Oh, let me just do a quick scroll here. I've got it up because I've got to remember.
And yeah, please do it out loud. So what happened last night before we get to the main event?
Randy Orton versus Rusev for Rusev Day to see if Rusev can be a part of Team SmackDown.
And he lost that.
I guess one of the things that's good to note is they still haven't filled that spot, that SmackDown spot. That's going to be a surprise. I've read it could be John Cena. But he was just on Raw last time I checked, so like I still think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. I really do.
No, I heard Cena's going to be the referee of the main event, but I also heard the main event was going to be Brock versus Jinder Mahal. So,
well, we'll get to that in a second. The Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin for the Tag Team Championship.
I thought
that was crap.
I didn't pay much attention to that.
And then we're to the main event. And I don't know how you want to approach this, but I have one big question from all of it.
Sure.
The question is, was this the plan all along, or did Jinder versus Brock generate such little heat and such little interest with anyone in the world that they decided, like, this isn't going to work? Did they bail on their plan because of general disinterest? Or was this the plan all along? I really can't figure it out, and I'd love you to try to spitball with me on it.
Can I go with none of the above and simultaneously all of the above? So here's kind of what my take on this, and I don't exactly, obviously I know nothing. I don't think the plan last week or 2 weeks ago was to take the title off Jinder. I don't know why that happened. I haven't really been on my news sites much in the past 2 days, so maybe I need to catch up a little bit.
I dug around today because I thought if there's an answer to my question, it's online, and I didn't see one.
I think if I had to take a guess, Jer, it's that, for those who listen to Something to Wrestle with, Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson, I feel like this was that anything can happen in the WWE mentality. I think that they're a little flustered. I saw a meme yesterday, I think from Botchamania, or maybe it was another wrestling group I follow on Facebook. Literally as of Monday night when Raw went off the air, every title holder in the WWE is a heel. You had Jinder and Brock. You had Miz and Corbin. You had Usos and the Bar. You had Enzo Amore with the cruiserweights. If I'm missing anyone, I don't. Oh, the women, both Natalya is a heel and Alexa is a heel. There is literally, with all 9 titles, there is all heels. And maybe that threw them for a loop. I don't know. I don't feel like...
Do you think that's the first time they realized it was because Botchamania made a meme?
No. I just think that they didn't want that to last long. I don't think it's because Botchamania made a meme. I'm just saying that's what made me realize it.
Right.
So I don't know. And then also, you've got Jinder, who's kind of low interest. You got Brock, who's low appearance. You have a somewhat neglected main event champion status on both shows.
And I don't even think that's the main event, is it?
So, I'm sorry, say that again.
I don't even think that's the main event. Like, I think the last match will be the Survivor Series thing, don't you?
Yes, I do think probably. But I will say this, I do care much more about Brock and AJ as far as match quality goes.
I do too, and I feel bad saying it because I supported Jinder as champion, and I don't know, I wanted him to succeed. I kept waiting for him to succeed. I kept waiting for this to get good, and it never really did.
It was only partly his fault. I'm going to say the title run that I'm going to call a failure, or at least not great. I'm going to say it was 40% his fault.
Okay. I think the best part of if we look at it, what's the best part of his title reign? For me, it's the fact that because he had it, Randy Orton couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. And this kind of goes back to the Jinder thing. Everyone knows my thoughts about the Jinder thing. I'm not saying Jinder would make a bad champion. I'm just saying it was the wrong time to do it. I want my title changes to feel special. I want my champions to feel special. AJ Styles is special, although the build to even this title run, not special. Kind of out of nowhere. I want those things to be moments you remember.
It's not ironic to me that the best match Jinder Mahal's had since becoming champion, I think, was last night, and it was against AJ Styles.
Boy, it was pretty solid. You know what needs to be recognized about AJ? One thing that he does, it's like I don't know if you've ever been like I got interviewed by Sports Illustrated, ESPN magazine interviewed me about being in a pro wrestling class at Penn State. And when the guy asked me questions, it was via email. And he said, when you respond, think quotable. And with AJ, so he like everything you say that he should want to be able to rip it out and use it as a quote. Right. Don't ramble on. With AJ, every movement is like a pose. Like when every time he does the phenomenal forearm, you could take a screenshot of it and it looks magnificent. Same for almost, exactly. He's like posed. And with every move he does, he's quotable, for lack of a better term.
Well, and that move, that's why I think SmackDown uses it like in their intro. Like he really is picture perfect.
Every shot of an AJ Styles match is picturesque. And that is one thing I love about AJ Styles, and I hope that analogy made sense.
Am I missing the boat? Like, if the TNA library ever becomes available, should I watch it? Was he better in TNA, or is he better now?
I'd say he's no better or worse.
Okay, because I never watched AJ Styles in TNA. I didn't watch TNA.
There's going to be a DVD release at some point. I don't know if there'll be TNA stuff, but oh my God, yeah, you watch it. Yeah. AJ Styles was a guy, I would say he's definitely the biggest name that grabbed my attention that I wasn't aware of before I watched TNA. So I went over to watch Kurt Angle and I would be happy to watch Kurt, but the guy I was like, oh my God, was always AJ Styles.
Well, I think now all of a sudden, even though it's a useless champion versus champion match. It's a match people are excited to see because I think Brock and AJ, as long as Brock doesn't just suplex him the whole time, it could be a good match. And I wonder if part of the reason AJ's champion is because Brock wouldn't do the job to Jinder.
Honestly, I'm going to doubt it. My understanding, and I believe the proof is in the pudding, especially with 70-second Goldberg jobs, which I know Brock idolized Goldberg and really liked Goldberg, but
yeah, look at who he loses to. I mean, he loses the guys he likes.
I feel like, boy, I don't want to be naive. I feel like that's not what Brock does. Maybe I'm crazy for saying that. I feel like he's the guy, he'll do what he's told. But because they pay him so much to do it, I believe he'll do what he's told.
Right. So,
hey, I got to wrap this one up. I still got maybe 4 minutes unless you have anything else you want to throw in.
No, I mean, we could just recap it with that. What's our topic tomorrow? What did we decide? Anything?
Steve suggested a good one. I thought, I guess to put it into a package, maybe be gimmicks, but I guess gimmicks that noteworthy gimmicks as far as and we can talk about this if you don't like it or whatever, but gimmicks that either stood the test of time, gimmicks that exceeded their potential, gimmicks that failed to live up to their potential, just kind of like a conversation about gimmicks. Not a list of the best, but just a conversation about noteworthy ones.
Right. That sounds good to me.
And I think I can do normal time tomorrow. Can you?
I can do normal time tomorrow. How many times do you think in one podcast we're going to quote Bruce Pritchard and say, "Is this a rib?"
Tomorrow has a very high potential of being Bruce Pritchard quotable. So, all right, man, dude, thank you so much. If this is a little shorter rushed, I apologize. That was my fault this time. I got to get to a meeting here, and we had an all-day broadcast at Walmart today for our food drive, which we won the supermarket sweep.
Good for you. What did you win?
Food for homeless, food for the hungry people.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
what's in it for me?
We got the glory, Jared. We got the glory.
Okay.
All right, we're going to talk about wrestling's most noteworthy gimmicks tomorrow, thanks to a recommendation from Steve. In the meantime, have a great hump day, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Post to Post.
Bye, Jinder. Good luck with your future endeavors.
Hey, real quick, you think Jinder might be the fifth man on SmackDown's team?
Oh, he could be. I think it should be Ellsworth.
All right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.